Hi, hope you're having an amazing day. Today, I want to share with you this process or this way of adding reviews and repeaters for dynamic content. So, for this example, we're also going to do the average for the number of ratings. And let me explain to you how we're going to do it. At the same time, people can add reviews and they're going to be able to read all of those. So in this example, we use team members. We're going to do everything for something similar. And then when we go into the actual page of the person, you'll have the reviews at the top. At the top, sorry, there's a number of reviews. And when you scroll down here, you'll have the reviews in the website. So if someone wants to write a review, they can just type here and then they can add the name. Of course, here I forgot to change this part to name, but doesn't matter. It's just gonna be demo name here. And then we can also do demo add demo 10.com. And then we're also gonna be able to add an image. So right now, I didn't have linked the picture, but on the video that I'm gonna show you how to do it, we're gonna do it because it's gonna be a very simple thing. And then last thing we're gonna do is our reviews. Hey, love this service, and then submit. Once it gets submitted, then you'll get a successful message. And right now, I don't have it set to automatically refresh the page. So we can also do that once we go through the thing. But as you can see, here is the review. And also, again, the picture, I don't have it connected just because I want to go more in detail on showing you how to do it. So when we go here, you'll notice there are 7 reviews now. We can go to any other person and you'll see it has the number of reviews at the bottom. So this is pretty cool project in case you're using it for some listing type of website, some products people are selling, or whatever it is that requires to have a repeater, and each item will be different for each of the either members, projects, whatever it is. So let's get started. Perfect. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna be adding all the elements, creating the pages and the sections. And then the last part we're gonna do is just setting up the collections and well, the collection actually. And then the last thing it's gonna be just the code. So it's gonna make it very simple. I'll try to make it as understandable and easy as possible, and it doesn't matter what type of collection you have. So the first thing, let's add a dynamic page. So we're gonna go under pages right here, add a new page. And if you already have a collection, so don't worry about this part. I'm literally just gonna select something assuming that you already have, again, a collection. So as you can see here, there's my items. So let's use this one. And again, this part, it's not, I wouldn't call it as important in the process yet because this is again assuming you already have a collection. So as you can see here, this will be your collection. So there's nothing that you need to do in this part. So once we're here, we're gonna go into adding an element. So you're gonna go under the plus button. And then if you don't see the input option, make sure you have turned on the coding. If you're on a classic editor, it will work the same, but you'll just have it at the top. Just make sure you turn on the developer mode, and on the Wix Studio is gonna be on the left side. So we're gonna click start coding. And then once you do that, you should see these panels, and then you just minimize that. And then we're gonna go back here, and then you should be able to see the input option. So once you're on the input option, you're gonna scroll all the way to the bottom. And then right here, you have the option to add rating, but then you're gonna scroll all the way here where it says rating display. So we're just gonna drag this and we're gonna add it somewhere about the title. And again, this is a repeater. what you see here, this is a repeater. We're gonna make this a little smaller, so that way it fits perfect. So yours should be exactly something like this, right? So make sure you're on a repeater, because this is what we're doing. You could be using a different layout, doesn't matter, as long as, and let me actually show you an example, because I want to make sure it's very clear. So let's go to layouts, and let's say you're building this brand new. That's your repeater, right? Then you'll just do exactly the same thing. Add your image, and then add your text, anything else that you need to do in your repeater, and then your rating option is also going to be here. Just going to attach it to your repeater. Let's make this a little smaller, right there, and that's it. So this is pretty much how you'll do it if you didn't have a repeater yet. I'm going to delete this because, again, we're just going to use this one already. And now we have our element right here. The next thing we need to do is go to the detail page and add also the next thing, which is going to be the section where people are going to add the reviews and all of that stuff. So we're going to go to our items page or your detail page, and then whatever your design that you already have is there. All you have to do is just go again, rating display. And the reason why I add one at the top is because I want it to be very easy for people to see the reviews that are already here. Right now, you don't see the color because the background is black. So just make sure you go under settings right here, then go here, and then change your text to white. So I don't know why it's showing this side, but just select white. And then we're also gonna do this is field title, and then rating value. We also want to do white, or you can also do yellow, whatever is easier for you. Okay, so there you go. So now you have your element right there. Then we're just gonna scroll somewhere at the bottom here. Since this is already designed, I'm not gonna mess much with this stuff. So I'm just gonna add a section right here. And right here, I can just add a button. And again, feel free to put this button or sections anywhere in your page. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, the code is going to be based on the IDs of the element, not where the placement is. So we're just going to add this button right here. And this one, we can already name it, write us a review. And then that's it. We're going to add another section right here, or another row. And it's going to be this one right here. And we can actually just use a section, to be honest. Let me remove this. We don't want that. Okay. So let's just add a whole section right here, because I don't want to mess with this right now. So I'll just move it right there. I'm going to add another section. Make this smaller. And then right there. And then, oh, I added an accident, another section. I'm going to delete this because I don't think we need it. There you go. Also, this row we don't need. So just going to delete it. Okay. So there you go. You have your button right here. And then we're going to add another repeater. So you're going to go to layouts. I'm going to use this one. Again, you can use whatever repeater you want. And then we're just going to expand this. And then I'm going to try to center it. We're not doing too much of the design. So feel free to adjust it as you like. Definitely, we do want to add a picture for our review. So I'm just going to attach it there for now. And then I'll just add it right here. And then I can just make a circle. And one thing I would recommend is, because sometimes once you're using code, it might take a second to load. Try to use images that even if the internet is slow, it won't look ugly. So I will use something like this, just plain. And then let's move it outside and back inside here. So that way it makes all the. Then we're gonna add our text. And I'm gonna do it right there. I'm gonna change the size, edit. I'm gonna do, let's say 18, medium. I don't want it to be too bulky. And then we're also gonna add a, let's go text for review. And you can also limit how many characters you want to have on your reviews. We'll go over those shortly. And then right there. And then we can add our reviews. So we're going to go input again, and we're going to use rating display one more time. And then place it right there. And let's actually adjust it right here. And on this one, we gotta go into layout, and then actually it's on settings, my bad. And then we're only gonna show the number of ratings. We're not doing the rating value because you're doing it individually here. So this one only applies for the one at the top, and then the one on the where you display all the items. So you have that there. I don't know if I'm missing anything here. I don't think so. So let's go back to our old sample here that we have. So you can see we have this one right there. And then, yeah, so we have image rating. Okay, so now we just need to add our lightbox, and then we're gonna add this form. As you notice here, I do have email. We do collect it just that way you know who submitted it, but we don't display it on the actual review. So that's purposely done that way. So now we're gonna add a lightbox. We're gonna add it right here. So layout tools. I'm gonna go to lightboxes. I'm gonna use this one, and then let's just add all our elements that we need. And I'm gonna add input here. We're gonna do add a rating. So we're gonna add it right here. And then we're gonna add the full name. So again, input, text input. So we're gonna add it right there. And then this one is gonna be full name, or we can also say nickname. And then right here, make sure you change this. That's why I didn't change on the other one. And then right there. And then we're gonna add another one. And this is gonna be the email that we also wanna collect. And then we'll leave that one there because it's already the right way. Then we're gonna add a button for the image. So input, we're gonna go to, where is the input? Okay, I mean upload, not input, sorry. Let's use this black button so it's more visible. And then it could be, so here you can decide if you want a review about the product or a picture of product, or it could be a profile picture, or whatever you want to do with that. Also, this is not very necessary in the review because you want to keep a minimum so people actually do it, but it's there if you want to. And then we need the text. So let's add a text box here. So we're going to go back to input, text box, And then right there, we're going to add the box. And then settings again, write your experience. And then right here, share with the world. Okay. And then we just need to add, I'm going to select all of these items so it's easy to move. And then we got to add our submit button. So we're going to go to buttons here. And let's pick this yellow button. Why not? And then once we have this, just got to do write your review. And I mean, submit your review. Sorry. Submit and review. Or you can just have it as submit. It doesn't matter. So lastly, we're going to add two small texts. We're going to use this one. I'm just going to make it smaller. And we're going to go here. We're going to do 16. We're going to do medium. And then change the color to green. And then center it. And then we can say successfully added. I didn't spell it correctly, successfully. And then let me expand this box because it's now too small. And then I'm going to duplicate this because I think it's easier. And then we're just going to change it to try again later. Okay. And then we're going to change it to red. And that's it. So we have all our set triggers. We're just going to have it as no. And then you can just change this to review form. Again, we're just going to go into completing everything. So we have all the things that we need. We have our elements all added there. We have the collection here. Where is it? Projects, right? Projects, yes. No, items, my bad, items. So we have that. The next thing is you're going to create a collection name reviews. Okay, so this one, it's already here because I already had it for the example I showed you earlier, but this is how you need to set it up. I'm going to create a collection, start from scratch, click next, and then right here, you're going to name it reviews. Okay, I already have a collection. That's why it's giving me an error, but this is why you need to name it. And here it won't have a number 1 because it should look like that. Okay, this is red because I already have one collection named that. But once you have your collection name reviews, then you're gonna click create. Once you do that, you're gonna go close. It's gonna open a panel, and let's actually do one just with a different name. No, but I don't want to confuse you, so let's just leave it like that. You're gonna close it once it opens the panel, and then you're gonna click into these 3 little dots, click edit settings, and then you're gonna go to privacy and permission. Gonna click on custom, and it should look like this. So all of these need to be checked. All of this one is as well. And then everyone, this is optional if you're thinking to allow anyone from the public to add a review. If you want only members to do it, you have to be specific in this section right here, where you can say members only. When they open here, you can say you have to be logged in to submit a review if you only want members. But if you don't care, you just want anyone that can upload a review, then you can just leave this as everyone. Okay, so that's the only thing. So once we close this, we go inside the reviews. You're gonna notice we're gonna have these field IDs. So you need to create a field ID, name review, exactly like this. should look like that. Okay. If you don't see the field ID, it's because you have the developer mode off. So you have to turn it on to make sure you see exactly what's written, and then click save. Then you're gonna add the full name, and then you're just gonna make it look like this. And the system automatically removes the spaces. Then you're gonna use another field ID called rating. And then one other thing that's very, very important is the field type. Okay, this one is a field type number. So whenever you're adding a new field ID, let me show you what it looks like. It looks like this. So for the full name, you have to select text, then choose. So once we do this, then we can type our name here. So it will be full name. And it's adding at 1 because I already have that field, but that's how you're gonna do it, and click save. Same thing for the rating. You're gonna do add field. You're gonna select number, choose field, and then you're gonna put rating, and then save. Again, without the 1. And then you're gonna add a date if you want. I wouldn't need it or recommend it because the system already adds a field date. It's just hidden. If you go to manage fields, you're gonna see it right here. It's already created, so you don't even need it. So you can skip on this one. Then this one is important because whenever you're gonna add this is gonna reference your collection. So we're gonna go here again. We're gonna do add field, and then we're gonna do reference, choose field, and then this is where you're gonna name your field ID. So here, the way I set it up for this example, right? Because my collection is named team, that's why I put here team collection. But if yours is something like, let's say, projects or members, products, that way you know exactly what this is gonna be for. And I'm gonna show you in the code where that goes. But as you can see here on this one, this is team collection. And then once you reference, you gotta find your collection. So for example, we're gonna use reference, and then we're gonna name it items collection. And then we're gonna do items and then save. So it will look like that for me, right? So again, I already have this one because this was the example I was using earlier, but yours should look like that, empty. And then whenever someone submits an item, the collection will know to reference that item to your collection for the reviews. Then the last thing that you need to add is the email if you want to. Again, this is optional. You don't need to. And this is also going to be a text field. So you can do text, and then you can just do email and then save. So that's pretty much all the parts for the collection reviews. And hopefully I didn't make it confusing. But what I'm going to do this time, just because I want to make sure you can have access to everything, I'm going to turn this into a template that you can download for free. And then just make sure you go on the description. When you download it, it's going to make sure you're logging into your Wix account. And then from there, you can pretty much see exactly what we did in this page. And then you just follow the instructions, unzip the file, and then it's gonna be installed into your website, into your account for Wix. So then you can have it. Perfect. So now we're just gonna go into adding the code, and that's in the next part. So what you wanna do is you wanna be on the page where you're displaying all your items. So if we go here, ours is named items list. And then all we have to do is make sure our developer mode is on if you're on Classic, or turn on coding if you're on Wix Studio. And then we're gonna expand this a little bit, and we're gonna paste the code, which you're gonna have access on the link in the description. Again, all the codes are given for free, so you can just go and download them. And in this case, you're also gonna be able to download this whole template and install it in your account. So let's paste the code here really quick. Right now, the only things we need to change are a few things. So first, you're gonna click on your repeater, and then you're gonna notice it's already connected to your dataset, right? Because this is something that we assume that you already have some collection with repeaters. If that wasn't the case and you were adding everything, just make sure when you add your repeater and you connect it to a dataset, you go into the dataset that is connected to the repeater, go to dataset settings, and copy this ID. Okay. So once you copy that ID, make sure it matches this one right here. So here it's not going to give me an error because it automatically set it to dynamic dataset, but for yours, it could be dynamic or dataset 1 or dataset 2, whatever it is. Just make sure this matches this exact part right here. Then the other thing that you do need to change, as you can see here, there's an error. We're gonna make sure our repeater ID it's the same. So right here we have it as repeater 1, but on the code it says repeater team. So either I change this in the code or on the ID. So to show you how I would do it, I'm just gonna change it here, repeater, and I'm gonna name it items because that's my collection name. Okay, I'm gonna copy this, and then I'm gonna delete this right here, and then replace it. And then, as you notice, it gave me that already. So then we're gonna scroll down here, and then our element that we added, which was the display ratings. Right now it's named, or the ID is ratings display 1. And that one, I will change it just to rating performance because I just want to make it easy for me. Performance. Okay. And then once you click on the side, it will automatically remove that from you. And as you can see here, I also have some instructions. So it will tell you update the data set if the ID is necessary. So also there's instructions here, so that way you won't get lost through each item in the repeater, and then make sure that the ID corresponds to the primary field in the new team collections. So in this, it has the sample that I was using earlier, but this one will be just the collection. Okay. Query reviews collection for reviews related to team member. So here, this one won't change because we're still using the same reviews collection. And then team collection, this needs to change because now this one, if we go to our collections and then we go under reviews, remember I said that when you add your own reference, this whatever you name this field, you're just gonna copy this. So now we have it as item collection. So we're gonna close this as well, and then we're gonna replace this one. And now it's item collection. And that's why it says team member ID, which here would be item member ID. And if it gives you an error, we'll fix it right now. So it says, cannot find, did you mean team member ID? And then we'll go right now over this one right here. Let me see, where is it? And actually, let me see where else we need to change it. So we have our dynamic data set, repeater, the team collection matches this. So we have that. Okay. Okay, so I kind of pause it a little bit just to kind of make sure I change it the right way. So we do change this part, right? So this is items collection now because that's what we're using for referencing the main collection, which is this one right here. So this is our field ID. So now our field ID is item collection, right? So what we need to do is change it in this part of the code, which is going to be here. It's going to be now item member ID. And then right here, it's also going to be item member ID. So these two needs to match. And then once we do that, then we continue here, and then everything else stays the same. So now we're gonna go to the next phase, which is we're gonna test that this is working before we even add the code in the other part. So we just need to add ratings. So we're just gonna add 3. We're gonna do 4, and then we're gonna be manually referencing these items, even though again, once we complete everything, it's going to be done by code. We just want to make sure it works. And then we just add some random numbers here for now. We're going to close this, and then we're going to preview this just to make sure it's working. So as you can see here, it's working because I added a 5-star review here, and then there's 4, and then this is working as well. So this is working perfect. Now let's make sure we're going to add another review. So let's say we're going to add another number 4 here, because what if this item has multiple reviews? And then we're going to add a 3 and then a 2. And then we're going to add one more for the 2 item, and we're going to give it a 5 review because we're going to see that it's calculating the average. Okay, so we're gonna go here. So as you can see here, there's 3 reviews. The average is 3.3. So that is working perfect. So as you can see here, all of this is working already. Then we can move into the next phase, which is adding the code in our items page. And right here, we're also going to be changing each section. So I'm going to do it with you. So that way, if you have your own IDs and elements, you won't have to worry about that part. So I'm going to copy this code again, and this is going to be items and then item. That's the page. And as you can see, we already have a few errors here. So we're going to go through each of them. The first one, it's add review button, which is the most obvious one. So we're just going to go here and scroll to where our button is. And it's this one right here. So to fix this error first, we're going to change this ID to add review btn. Click on the site, and that should remove the error. Then we go to the next error, reviews repeater. It's this one that we added here. And then we can just do reviews, capital R, views repeater. And then click on the site, and that remove that one. Then review text description is going to be this one. Review txt capital, description lowercase. Make sure you check each of these because it's case sensitive. So if you don't do it, you're going to have problems. And then it says ratings display team. This one, you can leave it as team if you want or change it to your ID. But just know that if you change it, you have to change some other parts of the code. In this case, we're just going to leave it just to save us time, but it's totally up to you. So we're going to name it rating display team. And that way, because this is something that's not going to be visible I'm missing an S here. So it doesn't really matter too much. And then the name TXT reviewer is gonna be this one. So we can just change this to reviewer nickname. And that's just, again, you can change it to anything you want, but what matters is the ID. So this is gonna be name TXT and then lowercase reviewer, and then make sure that it's there. So what I do normally is I just click on the site and then click on the page, and you'll see it's removed. Then it says ratings, display reviews, and then ratings, display reviews. So this one is gonna be, as you can see here, it says set the repeater display, and this is update the average rating display. Okay, so that one is gonna be for this element right here. And that one is ratings, display reviews. Wait, maybe not that one. Let me see. Oh yeah, that's that one. So that one is for that ID right there. And then we're gonna go to the top. So as you can see here, we're gonna go over a few things. So as you can see, you're using a dynamic data set, right? Because you're having to use the dynamic data set for the actual, what's it called? For the page, because it's dynamic content. So just make sure that's there and it matches your thing, but we're not gonna change anything yet. We're gonna scroll. So we ensure the dynamic data set is ready before accessing its data. And then we keep scrolling. It's gonna get the current ID, the item ID on click with the button, because this is gonna be changed. Then this is where it's gonna be updated if necessary. So as you can see here, it says team, and then ours is now item. So we have to change it. So we're gonna change this. This is also the name of our lightbox. So we have to change this, either a lightbox name. So right now we have it set as review. So we can just rename it to lowercase review LV, or vice versa. You have to change it here. And then update the type if it's necessary. So here, item ID, team. Right, so this is gonna be, one second, let me check here. Okay, so sorry, it's a little late. So I was like, wait. So just ignore that because that's part of the string of the code. So that doesn't have to do with the team collection or anything. So just ignore that. So let's leave that part. Then we're gonna go back here, our collection name reviews, which is that we created. And then right here, it says team collection. This also needs to be changed for our field ID, which is gonna be on the reviews. And then we're gonna copy this, and it's gonna be item collection now. So just make sure that we change that part. And then now it's gonna be change item collection. So we have that there. Our reviews repeater, which we already did change. And then as we scroll, let's see if there's any change, anything else that we need to change, sorry. So we have our text there. We're also gonna need to change it right here for our field ID reference. And then we'll leave everything else. So perfect. So now we're just gonna be testing this one more time and make sure it works. Okay. Since this is This one already has, this one is working. As you can see here, there's a 2.1, 2.0, and then there's one rating. And then right here, it's showing only 2, but it's not doing anything here. So let's check that because that needed to be updated. But let me make sure this goes up a little bit. And what else here? Make sure we put a padding on here just so we can expand it. Then 5 right there. Just expand it right there. And then we're gonna make sure we add some elements here on our review. So we can just type some random stuff here. So let me see. I'm gonna do some dummy dummy text. 1 second. Okay. So we're gonna paste this right here. I'm gonna do this one too. And then this one too. And I'm gonna show you a trick. I can highlight this, copy, and then highlight 3 more and paste. And then paste it right there. See that? Oh, let's delete this too. We don't need them. And then full name, we can just gonna do this is gonna be and then Gina Mochina. No Luna Naka. Okay, so those are their names. And then we're not adding an image yet. Email, we don't care right now. So let's go test this one more time. And then let me make sure. So I know it's working because it has one rating here. It has the item. And then this is the only thing that's not working. So we're going to change something in the code just to make sure, because that needs to be the, what's it called? The value. So let me see. Let's take a look again. So we have the reviews, item collections, reviews repeater, reviews repeater, item collection, item ID, and then let's see why it's not showing that one. Rating 0, number of ratings. Okay, here. This is where our error is. So we have show the rating value. Let me see. But it shouldn't be like that. Let me check something. Maybe I have a flip. Because this should be 2.0. No, that one is correct. But no, we don't want that. Make sure we're going to change this to settings again. Show the rating value. No, we're doing show the number of ratings. And then here, the rating label, ratings text label, ratings. You can also name it stars, whatever. But then the problem is going to be number of ratings here. This is where it needs to change. So let me take a look again on the code one more time, and then we'll change it right now. Okay, so I found where the problem was. So pretty much this one right here, right? We have it as ratings display, but this ID belongs to that one. But this element right here you notice we have it as team. So we need to switch it. So let's go to right here. See? So we just need to switch it. So let's change it. This one needs to be this one is team. So let's change it really quick here. I'm gonna add a 1. Just so we copied this and then changing it here, pasting it there. Wait, is it giving me an error? Oh yeah, we need to add another 1 here. So this one, we're changing it to that one. And then this one is going to have an error because this one needs to be team, which is ratings display team. Like that. Now it should work fine. There you go. Perfect. So that's pretty much it for this page. Now we're going to work on setting up the lightbox, and that's it. But as you can see now, we're getting pretty close. And again, just make sure you match those IDs the right way. I made that little mistake, but it's fine. You can just do exactly what I did right now. Make sure you have the right ID for each of the elements. And again, once you download this, you can also go back and reference anything that you need. So you can just copy everything. So now we're going to do the last part again, which is the reviews. So let's go here. And as you can see here, we already have all the elements that we needed. And now we're just going to paste our code right here. And we're going to go change it together. First thing we're going to change is the text element at the bottom. So we have this one right here. And the red one is going to be error txt. And then the next one, it's going to be success txt. And that should remove those 2 errors. Now we're going to also find our button, which is this one right here. And then that one, we're going to change it to this one right here, submit btn, lowercase, submit btn. And that should fix that one. This one is going to be full name altogether, no spaces. And then we need to do email input, it's capital I and then email right there. So that should remove that one. Review text, so we gotta do this one, and this one is review text. So it's gonna be txt. And then add rating, which is gonna be this one right here. Add rating. And then right here, we have another error, and that's for this button right here. And that one would be upload image btn. And then that should fix most of our element errors. So now we're going to go through the code one more time So the first part shows and hides the success message. So all of that, it's there. Once we click the submit button, which is this one on click, now the event handlers are dynamic, so we don't even have to worry about this side. Then we have all our values for our inputs, and then we'll keep scrolling. As you notice right here, there's not much change that you're gonna do because we're using the same reviews collection. So that's all right there. You keep scrolling. The only thing that I need to make sure we have here updated is gonna be the reference for the field ID. So when the data gets submitted, it references the item collection. So that's the only thing. Okay, on click, submits the review. Then we keep scrolling right here. Make sure everything is correct there. Then refill. Let me see if I'm missing anything. As you can see here, we gotta make sure the team here is changed because now it's not team collection. So we're gonna go to our reviews, gonna make sure you find your reference collection, field ID, and then copy this. So just copy that. And then we can close this part. And then we're gonna replace it right here. And that's changed. Of course, here, this is mentioning the example that I show in the beginning. That's why it's there. So that's why it says ensure matches that. So this will be pretty much the same thing. This doesn't do anything, just that way you know why it's there. And then we can test it. So we're gonna publish this. I'm gonna name it reviews repeater, and then save. And one last thing we're gonna do here, gonna make sure we add it in the menu so that way we can find it very easy. Add item, main pages, manage menu, items, dynamic page. We're gonna make sure it's list and then done. And then right here can be items, list, publish. So hopefully that's all the thing that we're gonna do, but if we need to update anything right now, we'll check. So we're gonna go to items list. And then we have some reviews already there. We're gonna select this one, which only has one review. It shows, okay, so as you can see here, this is not working. So we gotta change that right now. So we'll check that. And then we have one rating. And then we're gonna write another review. Let's do 4 stars. Gonna do 20. And then we're gonna do and then we're gonna upload an image. Again, the image we haven't connected. I'm gonna leave that to the very last thing. And then submit the review. And then as you can see here, it gave me an error. Let's click inspect. We're gonna go to console and then upload successfully. Let's see why. And then let's go back here. Because I recreated this part, I'm gonna check one more time my permissions. I'm gonna go to permissions, custom. There you go. This is our problem. So I want to make sure, because the reason why I select update is because later I want to do another video where I show where people can go and update the reviews if they want to update the reviews. But for now, we're just gonna leave it like that. So everyone can add and update, and we can just click save, then publish. And now, once I go here and I click submit review, there you go. See, it's working. And then if I refresh, I should see 2 reviews here. So we have 2 ratings, right? And again, we gotta fix this. And then we have the average, but this is also not working here. So we gotta make sure we check that in the code one more time. And then we're gonna go to the list. But at least the main part, which is adding the review, did work. So let's just fix this part. Let me make sure we go to the item page and check why this one is not displaying correctly. So let's find this element. This one is the ratings display team. And apologies for this mistake, because I'm actually a little bit in a not excuse that I'm tired. But yeah, sometimes I start making mistakes once I'm like a little tired. So let me take a look here one more time. And let's go over all the sections. So that's fine right there. We just add a review. It's going to be passing the data. And then the reviews repeater, item collection. That's correct right there. And then here, this is where we need to look into. So we have the reviews repeater, ratings display team. And then that right here. Let me see. Ratings display team. Let me make sure I have it on the right. Display reviews. And then we have okay, so here it is. Ensure the fields exist, right? So we have this one right here. So this one, it's the one for teams. And then right here, we notice this is not working. So that's the part that we need to make sure. And then right here, it is working. Oh, no. Okay, so this one now it's flip again, but still this one is not counting. So let's check that again. I'm gonna go find the other one, and let's remove the ID for this one for a second. So we're just gonna change that. Just gonna name it 00 for now, just so while we fix the first one. And then let's go here. Okay. We're gonna keep that one as ratings, display, reviews. Also could be because I had this on the editor, that's why it wasn't working. So let's make sure. Okay. No, but still it's not doing that. Okay, so let me check where the error is here. Update the average rating display. So this should be that one, the display review. And let's change this one also. Back to ratings, display team. And then item data, full name, ensure your full name field. Oh, that's not that one. So we do have this one right here. The items collection updates the rating display reviews, because this one should be doing the average rating. No change if the element IDs are the same. And okay, let me take a look here. Okay, so after reviewing the code, so the code is actually fine, because I kept saying like, okay, where is the problem? I'm trying to find it, right? This is something that could happen. On the element at the top, we're leaving it as ratings display reviews, okay? But under settings, you want to make sure both of these are on. And then on the element here at the bottom, this is going to be ratings display team. And then right here, you're going to leave only the rating value. And that's it. So I think the reason why this is happening is because we're using the code to try to manipulate the two different things here, to show the rating value and to show the number of ratings. So that's what is causing this, which is this part right here. So as you can see here, ratings, average, and then number of ratings. But after I just changed that, the code is fine. So just make sure you change what we talked earlier. And then right here, now you notice it shows that there's an element that's 4 reviews, 2 ratings. That's the average, right? And then we have 2 4 reviews. So if I write one more review and we do, let's say 2 stars, and now I'm going to do this name. And then I'll add an image. And then I click upload. And then I'll refresh. So right now it's loading. So as you can see here. And yeah, this is a little glitch right now because I need to relaunch my Google Chrome, but don't worry, and yours should be fine. But as you can see now, the average is 3.3 and then 3 ratings. Again, another tip is make sure you clear all your cookies if you've been working for a while on a website, because Chrome, it's very painful sometimes. It will give you some glitches. So just make sure you do that. But overall, everything is completed here. Again, you'll have access to this whole page if you want to download it and then install it in your account. So that way you can just go back and copy anything and then also have available the code for you. If you have more questions, feel free to, comment. Also, if you haven't followed me, make sure you do, and then I'll keep you updated on new content and some awesome code that we're going to be adding for future functionalities. Have a blessed day and see you in the next video.